Hello everyone. First I'd like to give a little background about myself. I do go to ISU and I am actually a natural science major. For those of you who don't know that, it's a very math-intensive course, or at least as far as math goes. Who here remembers the days when math was addition and we actually used numbers? Now it's, if t is the basis for b, if b is the inverse of a, then what is the vector b? As far as I'm concerned, that's not really math. Though, I really miss the story problems. Back in elementary school when you get a story problem, and it would be Johnny has 5 apples, and Susie takes 2 of the apples. How many apples does Johnny have? First of all, that never got my attention as a kid. Because first of all, no one likes apples. It's like, change it to a Snickers, and you can get back to me on that one. But now, they don't even have it. They just tell you to do it. Just find X. No, you don't need anything. But when they do have story problems, they make absolutely no sense. It will start out with, John's on a street. He's on 3rd and Main. He needs to get over to the Voss Student Center within 30 minutes. Use T to find the basis of X, while simultaneously finding the vector B. I'm like, why does he have a matrix? Where does Johnny actually get this matrix from, and why do I need to solve it? Is there just some random equation out there that will help me get to the Voss Student Center faster? I really liked math a lot more than English, because English was not based on English. You could speak English fluently. I like to think I can speak English fairly well. However, whenever you got an English assignment, you lose points. It's not who, it's whom. First of all, I never really learned on how to speak who or whom, but I have a feeling this doesn't affect the business world. Like your boss is just looking, you got this report for me, Greg. It's not looking good. First of all, use don't instead of do not, and that's a big no-no. Use who instead of who. This is, at best, I would give you a C minus. As such, you will receive 72% of your paycheck. I just never got how someone can tell you straight up that you can't speak English. They're like, you can't speak English. And I just, okay? Right. Alright, so I've started watching a whole new brand of TV show. Spanish soap operas. Now, you really don't need to understand Spanish at all to understand what's going on. They have just the greatest emotions. Just, Abuelita, mi amor, no me gustate. I don't even understand what he just said to her, but I can tell she clearly doesn't like it. And there's always some weird love triangle going on, but there's a formula to it. They actually have to have a formula. If they break it, I don't know if the show gets canceled, but first, it has to be a stormy night. And just, mi amor, there is another woman. And then lightning strikes. Look up, top of the stairs. Looking down, it's her sister. No! Runs off stage. No! And they're always really mean to them. They get these beautiful women, but then they put glasses on them, and they're all like, I'm gonna date you. Tú es fea. No me gusta. Look at, soy fea. And then they make her run off. I mean, America, she would be this beautiful, either an actress or maybe a model, but there she is fea. And I love the accent. I think that's such a cool accent. I think accents are totally awesome. But sometimes accents don't go well with your job. I was raised Roman Catholic, and last Christmas our church tried to bring in more people from different countries to come and give Christmas Mass. Problem is we had a Transylvanian priest. And I'm not sure if any of you have ever been to a Roman Catholic Mass, but there's a lot of talk about the ringing of the blood of Christ. Kind of gets you on edge a bit. Yeah? Holy water. Holy water. Eventually you kind of get a bit relaxed, so you're just like, let them count their blessings. 1, 2, 3. 3 blessings. All of a sudden, Blade walks in, and then he's like, I'm out. All right. Thank you, everyone. All right. I want to know if anyone here remembers a time when the dentist was considered scary. And your mom would tell you, no, he's trying to help you, he's trying to be nice. No, that guy was maniacal. And you could always tell it because he wouldn't try to hurt you, he would make you hurt yourself. Dentists are smart. They have their nice, sharp, jagged tools, which for some reason they need to stab you with. And while they're in there, crying around, they have to ask you questions. Oh, how's college going for you? Well, don't talk when there's a needle in your mouth. What major are you? Yeah, no, you gotta stop doing that. See, that's why your gums are bleeding. Like, who are you pointing fingers at here? Although if dentists were really smart, they would take the doctor's idea. When you're good at the doctor, they would give you a sucker. Now, dentists should do the same thing with the sucker. You fix a kid's teeth, give him a sucker, messes up his teeth again, profit, continue, repeat. I've always been kind of wondering, what do doctors do when they're sick? If they have a day off, do they think I have the flu? I gotta go to work. Go in, they have to take their blood pressure with that weird thing that just numbs your arm. I really don't know fully what it does. Just strap it on. Then all of a sudden, yeah, you have high blood pressure and your arm has completely fallen asleep. Well, now thanks to you it has. And they have the freezing, like a little stethoscope. I don't know why they feel the need to put that in the freezer for 4 hours before they go again. So you just, oh, let's go. That's because I'm trying to measure your heart rate. Yeah, your heart's beating. They have like 80 different ways to measure your heartbeat. First, they'll like push their fingers against your palm. Okay. Now we're going to put that little thing on you. All right. Then they do the stethoscope. I'm like, okay, I get it, doctor. I'm sneezing. I don't see why my heart has to be pushed to the end. And I've always gotten kind of iffy around some doctors because as a kid, the dentist was always one they were told bad because they would poke you enough. Doctors were the ones that gave you shots and would actually try to cause you pain. And it always made me wonder how they have a radioactive symbol on your blood. So, throw that away. That went inside of you. You probably were bitten by a radioactive spider. I have seen Spider-Man, folks. All right, thank you. When I was first asked to do the show, everyone, they said, be respectful, be polite, there's going to be grandparents, kids there. And when I heard grandparents, I really knew I had to make it good because grandparents, let's face it, they are the #1 people in our lives. But I am truly jealous of grandparents, because grandparents could have all the fun of parenting without having to actually raise them. And I wish there was some sort of way I could actually just adopt a grandkid, like maybe adopt someone who's 28 years old and has a kid, that's my grandkid. Because grandparents, you never see them angry, you never see them sit down and go, oh, I haven't watched my grandkid for a week, ran me out. No, because the grandparents don't have to make any rules. And that's what's awesome is, do you want ice cream for breakfast? I had it for lunch, dinner, and breakfast yesterday. Snickers? Okay, I heard Snickers. And then the parents always come back and they're like, oh, what happened? Now, the kids in this room need to remember, do not snitch on your grandparents. Your grandparents are nice to you, they let you have candy, let you have ice cream. Don't go and ruin it and tell your parents what you ate for breakfast, dinner, and lunch. No, that's kind of bad, because then you don't get to do it again. But grandparents, they love grandkids, they love having them around, it's always so nice. But grandparents get their own form of revenge back on the parents who are watching their kids for an entire week. They don't do anything mean, they treat the grandkids with every kind of sugary, sweet goodness that you can, and then they just load them up like a cannon until the parents come, they pick them up, parents get in their van, and then you can just see the grandparents are waving. I do not envy them. All of a sudden, one block down the road, kids bounce out the wall. Yes, Daddy! And then the parents like, why do that? This is the entire week in a single drive back home. Oh, and grandparents know that too, because they know they never gave their kids sugar for any meal. They knew what happens to kids. And once they reach that certain age, they're like, you know what's going to be fun to do? Just enjoy your lunch. Have a good one, Jane. Have a good one.